Hello, everybody, and welcome to Niner Paper Radio's post-game show. I'm your host, Jaymie. Just going to go over the 49ers versus Chargers game that just ended on the 13th, November 13th, 2022. This is I believe week 10 for the NFL season. 49ers win so we're going to go into that game, but first follow us on all our social media platforms. We're Niner Faithful Radio on Facebook and Instagram, and Niner Faithful are on, I believe, on Twitter. And if you follow any of those on here, you'll find links to all of our social media pages and all of that fun stuff. So let's get into this post-game stuff. So I have NFL.com pulled up right here, guys, to check the stats for this game. All right. Let's look. Jaymie Garoppolo. We're going to start here. Okay. So first of all, the final score, 22-16, 49ers win in a kind of like drawn out game, this game. They won. 49ers ended up starting off losing because the defense led. I think on the first drive, the Chargers won. The first half was kind of rough. Not gonna lie. So that kind of sucked. I know Jason already talked about the Drake Greenlaw ejection whole situation with his hit on Herbert when Herbert was running the ball. It's a whole mess. I'm not going to get into it too much. I'll just address it straight up front. That I agree with the flag, but I don't think he should have been ejected. He did hit him, but he did not lean into it with his head. He shouldn't have been ejected. So I think that was pretty stupid, to be honest with you guys. If any of you guys have comments about that, feel free to do it now. I know Jason talked about it this week. I know it's going to be a huge contention with this game and stuff. So, yeah, we have that. So I don't know if do you guys agree with the call? I kind of agree with the flag, but I do not agree with him getting ejected. I think that was too far. If you follow him on Twitter or Instagram, he's pretty funny. He posted "Free Me" on Instagram. It was actually pretty funny. I like Greenlaw. Yeah, so I feel like we'll get into some stats here. Start off the 49ers. Jaymie Garoppolo was 19 to 28, 240 yards. He rushed for a touchdown, but did not pass for a touchdown and had no interceptions. So solid game from Jimmy. He was efficient. He did have some good throws, to be honest with you guys. He had a couple of pretty decent throws this game. So I liked how he turned out this game. Elijah Mitchell, first game back after being injured, he had 89 rushing yards. I'm getting all of this from NFL.com, guys, just so you know. Christian McCaffrey had 14 carries for 38 yards and 1 touchdown. Debo had 4 carries, 27 yards. And Jaymie Garoppolo had 5 carries, 3 yards, and 1 touchdown. Receiving, Brandon Ayuk, 6 receptions, 84 yards. Almost 1 touchdown. He almost scored at the end. Juwan Jennings, 4 receptions, 40 yards. Had some really, really solid third down conversions later in the game. Like some really solid third down conversions. So he was awesome. McCaffrey had 4 receptions, 39 yards. Let me see if I can actually pull this up for you guys so you can see what I'm looking at. Recent. All right. Can you guys see that okay? Hopefully you guys can. Let's see if I can make it bigger. All right, let me know how that looks, guys, if you guys can see that all right. This is where I'm looking at. Receiving, where was I? McCaffrey. Ray McLeod, 1 reception, 33 yards. Debo had 2 receptions, 24 yards. Kittle had 1 reception, 21 yards. Mitchell had 1 reception, -1 yards. Fumbles. Brandon Ayuk had a fumble. I don't know what you guys thought about his fumble. freaking it, like the helmet just kind of hit him. He was holding on to the ball, but I really don't think there's anything else he could do. That ball is coming out. So I don't really know what else you can do. Charles Amethu had a fumble. Um, Interceptions. Hufanga had the closing interception where he saved the game. Chargers had the ball back. Herbert threw an interception. Um, Nothing else from Ward or Warner or Matthew. I think that's how you say his name. Drake Greenlaw had no no sacks and no tackle for loss because he got ejected. Jimmy Ward, same. Fred Warner played okay, 4-3. I think that's tackles, just straight up tackles. 6-1, 4-4-3. Nick Bosa had 4 tackles, had 1 sack and 3 tackles for loss. Gibson 2-2. All these things, guys. Rodney Gold was 3 for 3 in his field goals, but missed an extra point. So luckily, that did not come back to haunt us because that's what happens. We were able to be okay. He hit his field goals, which was good. Musaski had some good punts, kept him in the back of the very end of like at our end of the field. So he had some good punts. Ryan McLeod had a return for 29 yards. So that's all of it. That's all for Nunner stats. Chargers. Herbert was 21-35, 196 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Chase Daniel did come into the game. I don't believe he made any completions, if I remember correctly. So we'll get that. You check. I see I have a comment. What's Damien? What's up? Kyle is finally learning how to use the running backs. Yes, McCaffrey and Mitchell as a running back duo, chef's kiss. It's going to be beautiful. And miss Jeff Wilson. Jeff Wilson's doing great down. Him and Raheem Mostert are down in Miami, doing great down there. So that's good for them. But but Mitchell and McCaffrey are going to be a very, very solid, very good running back room, like running back duo. They're going to be a lot of fun. They played well. I dug that a lot. And whatnot. I actually really like that. What else? Let's see. Austin Eckler, 6 carries, 24 yards. Justin Herbert had 5 carries, 22 yards. And Sony Michelle had 1 carry, 2 yards. DeAndre Carter, 4 receptions, 64 yards, 1 touchdown. Joe Palmer, 3 receptions, 44 yards. Austin Eckler, 7 receptions, 39 yards. Gerald Everett, 2 receptions, 23 yards. Trey McKinney, 3 receptions, 21 yards. Brindle made many bonehead plays. Yeah. I guess who are you talking about specifically? I don't recall anybody named Brindle that I can recall. All right. Richard Rodgers, 1 reception, 4 yards, and then Brandy had none. Fumbles, Justin Herbert had a fumble. 4th fumble, Derwin James had 1. Here's all their defensive stats and whatnot. I'm not going to get too much into that. We don't need to really focus on that too much. Yeah, that's all the general stats. Stop showing the screen now. There we go. Taking care of all of that. But yeah, we won. It was actually good. I was texting my cousin. He's a big Chargers fan during the game, and we were both texting back and forth. He was getting nervous. Juwan Jennings having those clutch 3rd down conversions, though, Very, very, very solid. It's what we needed. Ayuk had some really good catches too. Even the one where he fumbled on, that was a solid catch. Just Jared James just forced it out of him, to be honest. I don't think there's anything he could have done. What else? What else? Herbert looked good. He did go out at the end of the first half for the end there and came back in. Got cleared for his concussion protocol, whatever. It's kind of weird. I don't know. Like I said, Greenlaw should not have been ejected, but the whole thing is a mess and a whole other situation. What else? But yeah, overall, I was really worried the first half of the game. The team came together in the second half. I stuck it out. One, I really wish we would get the ball to everybody more though. Like, why did George Kittle only have one reception? You know, and stuff like that. Like, that's the only thing that kind of bugs me. Debo did great with the carries though. He looked good. I was glad we were able to do that. I really like Ayuk. Ayuk is coming out great. He's having a really good season. He is trying hard. He almost had a touchdown. He was so close. What else? We gotta talk about some of the negative things though. McGlinchey looked terrible. I don't know. Spread the ball around. I think Kyle will figure that out. Yeah. It might just be him trying to figure out how to get everybody the ball and stuff like that. That is definitely probably a point because he has a lot of playmakers now. I do hope he figures that out though, because the fact that we only scored 22 points and we have George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, and Christian McCaffrey, and Kyle Juszczyk, and Elijah Mitchell. We should be scoring more points than just 22 points, to be honest with you. But the Chargers defense is playing very tough, though. I will give them that. What else? Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see moving forward. I'm glad we got the win coming off the bye. I was getting a little worried when we came out kind of flat at the beginning. Thought we'd have trouble after the bye week. So it's because sometimes you just come out and just need a minute to get all hyped up and get back into it. But yeah, McGlinchey did not look great. He struggled hardcore in this game. And I don't know if it's just because he was playing against Khalil Mack and playing against some talented guys, but I don't know. It's tough. And then yeah. Defense started off rough, but redeemed themselves by getting those 3 and outs at the end of the game that we needed. And the interception at the end to seal the game was good. It was an interesting game. I thought it'd be a close game, and it was 22-16. I mean, literally just like a one-score game. Like, if the Chargers scored a touchdown, they win and get to extra point. So, glad that we got that interception because it could be a very different game. Jimmy Garoppolo played decent. He played pretty solid. No interceptions, no passing touchdowns, but he did have the rushing touchdown, which I think is good. And I mean, yeah, I just wish we could spread the ball out more, and hopefully we do eventually get to that. Kyle's red zone offense, though, needs a lot of work because why the hell, when we were on that 3rd and goal near the end of the game where we could have scored and really put the game away, why did we put in McCaffrey, take the timeout, and then pull him out and put Mitchell back in? Like, you take out McCaffrey, Juice, and then put Mitchell in. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't, especially since Mitchell just ran the ball. Like, I don't know. It's just weird to me. So we'll see what ends up happening. But yeah, this whole not scoring a lot of points thing, even though we have a very talented players on offense, is not working for me. I don't understand what's happening. But I mean, we won the game, so our record now is 5-4. We're above 500. So that's good. Um, and yeah, we play Arizona next Monday night, which will be interesting. Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else specifically you guys want to talk about who are in the chat? I know there's a couple of you. Is there anything that I missed? Anything specific? It was a tough. We should, David. We should be scoring 30 points a game. Yeah, we definitely need to be scoring more points than we are. It's kind of ridiculous. And I don't know what is up with Kyle of not getting Kittle the ball. Like, I feel like Kittle hasn't gotten the ball very much. Is that just me? Like, Deebo's at least rushing with the ball if he's not getting it thrown. McCaffrey's going to get touches now that he's the primary running back here. And Ayuka's just being really solid and breaking out a little bit this season, having really good games where he could be a wide receiver one. So I don't know. It's just weird to me because Kittle only had one catch this game. And he's freaking George Kittle. I don't know. I don't know. It's very weird to me. I don't know if it's because of the O-line issues and that's why he's blocking so much and that's why we can't get him the ball. I don't know. I don't know. Nick Bosa had a decent game too. He had a sack and tackles for loss, so he played pretty well, even though he was being like double teamed the whole time. Pretty funny. Apparently, my cousin let me know that their right tackle who played this game was a rookie, and this was his first game playing. So and you're playing against Nick Bosa, that's pretty tough. So explains why they were giving him help over there. We have too many weapons. Nobody can really say that could be a possibility. To be honest with you, we could have too many people. Now, if it becomes games where like this game's a big Kittle game, this game's a big Deebo game, this game's a big Ayuk, like I could live with that. I'm not saying every single game, but I'm saying I feel like should be a little bit more even. So I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens. I don't think we had any serious injuries that I could tell. See, let me check Twitter real quick to see if Kyle said anything in the post-game presser about injuries. Mm-hmm. Let's see. This is also from @splash_cousin on Twitter. The 49ers defense has not allowed a point in the second half of their last two games. They held the Rams and Chargers to 95 yards combined in the second half of those two games. Jimmy being 10-2 and he doesn't throw a touchdown is a wild stat. Yeah. Let's see. Trying to see. It should have already been. Post game, it should be. 49ers have won 4 of their last 6 regular season games when trailing at halftime. That's a positive thing. Uh, I'm not seeing anything right now. Okay, here we go. They just tweeted. They're just starting. So we'll have some updates for the injuries in a minute. But yeah, Havanga getting the interception at the end was really, really solid. We'll see if they even talk about the injuries. Sometimes they don't. So I'll go for a little bit longer and see if they do. But then if I kind of wrap it up, there's not much to talk about. Wish the offense would just be more efficient, and instead of field goals, we would be getting touchdowns. LSU did score touchdowns today. Yeah. Anybody have anything specific they want to talk about before I start wrapping stuff up? Go for about 20, 30 minutes. The interception was nice, though. It was good. I was not going to lie. I was getting a little bit worried that Herbert was going to march down that field to score. Get a little bit worried. But yeah, I mean, this team has so much potential. If they clean up their mistakes and then just play more efficient, they could really be unstoppable. So we'll just end up seeing what happens. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I really want to talk about. Whenever the stats, there weren't really that many injuries. The Drake Greenwell thing was really the biggest thing to come out. Probably hear more about that later, but him getting ejected was too much. But we'll see. But yeah, held the Chargers next week on Arizona on Monday night. I believe we're Monday night football next week. Let me check the schedule. Monday night. Yeah, Monday night football next week. So that'll be an interesting game. Also, I just heard that both Stafford and Murray were hurt today, so they did not play today at all. I guess the Rams and the Cardinals played today. Anybody know anything about that? Because that's a little bit wild. I'm not. I try to keep up to date with the division. So that's a little bit wild. So it'll be interesting to monitor. Oh, this week, see how serious it is. Because if Murray didn't play this week, then definitely have to monitor and see how he's progressing this week. And whatnot. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, we won. It wasn't a really sloppy game. It was pretty defensive heavily. Both defenses played pretty well. The Chargers definitely held their own and stuff, so I thought that was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We won, so that's good. Improved to 5-4. Still have shot for the playoffs, so that's definitely positive. And yeah, well, I think I will wrap it up now, guys. Because I don't think they're gonna talk about injuries because I think they just started with the players, so that's all I'm really seeing. So have a good night, guys. Follow Niner Faithful Radio on all of our social media platforms. On Twitter at NanaFaithfulR, Facebook and Instagram And I believe Twitch at 905 Radio. Keep up with all of those. All of our socials. If you find one of our socials, you'll find links to the other stuff, and then you'll keep up with our schedules for the week and for game days. So yeah. And yeah, that pretty much does it. So have a good night, guys, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.